everybody doing, man? Good?
Great,
Good,
great.
excited
Man.
for
Happy
this
to
fight,
have you.
man.
It's going to be good, man.
Another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio live from Canelo versus Jacobs podcast row with the president, the man himself, the true golden boy, the one that made Canelo Alvarez into the star that he is today, Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar, man, we asked Eric Gomez this simple thing. How's it been for you? Because this is like the big fight.
Yeah.
And there's so much pressure on everyone's shoulders to keep that same pay-per-view big fight feel,
Right.
which we're debating, does it have? How do you feel? You've been in big fights.
Yeah.
You've promoted big fights. How is this feeling for you?
Yeah, no, it's a big major event. I've been around a lot of events that we've promoted over the past years, including my own events, and yeah, this is a major fight. Daniel Jacobs brings a lot to the table. When you have a competitor like Daniel Jacobs, you can't help but feel the energy, the high energy for this event. You know, the zone is bringing something new to the table, and that's eliminating pay-per-view. When people think, oh, it's a pay-per-view fight, they instantly think, wow, it must be a major fight.
Yeah, that
So once pay-per-view is gone, people sometimes tend to think, well, I mean, is Canelo Jacobs a big fight? It's not on pay-per-view. I mean, the difference is that the zone is not charging you the pay-per-view dollars, 80, 90, up to $100. So, but yeah, to answer your question, it does feel like a big major event.
What's the biggest challenge that you believe Danny Jacobs poses to Canelo inside that ring Saturday night?
Um, I think Danny's will. I think Danny's will to win. Um, I go back. I've known Danny Jacobs since his first pro fight. I mean, me and Danny, with a few other fighters like Adrian Broner and who else did we take? We went down to Afghanistan. We were in Afghanistan to Basra to go, do a USO tour, to go, visit the troops and all that. And Danny Jacobs, I remember, he has that charisma. He has that will. Like he would wake up early in the morning and go run. He didn't have to, but he would do it. At 5 a.m. in the morning, and he would be the first one to go to bed, and very disciplined. But the fact that he overcame cancer, the fact that the doctors told him that he couldn't fight anymore, and he's here fighting the fight of his life.
such an inspirational story.
Oh man, it's crazy. But it's like when that first bell rings, and Canelo hits him, and Jacobs is still standing. It's gonna be one of those. I mean, Canelo has
Let's say Canelo is victorious Saturday night. How likely or how much do you want a Errol Spence versus Canelo fight down in Dallas, Texas?
That's the
coming up
talk of the town.
in the
right?
Cowboy
oh
Stadium.
boy.
Yeah, we've been hearing you talk a lot
Yeah,
about
you've been-
Earl and
You've
Canelo.
been very vocal about it. Very vocal.
Look, I promoted Errol Spence for many fights, and I've always said that Errol Spence can be the next Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, Errol Spence is probably one of the most talented fighters out there, and I'll keep saying it. I've if I was still promoting Errol Spence, he would be a major star. And a fight with Canelo and Errol Spence would be a major super fight.
Super fight.
Yeah.
That's
Imagine
what that is.
imagine those two guys fighting at 160.
You said
Yeah,
if you
because
were,
Earl walks around really pretty heavy.
Yeah, he does. He's a big guy.
You said if you were promoting Errol Spence, that he would be a million superstar. What would you be doing differently that PBC is not doing?
Well, facing him with the right opposition.
Okay.
You know, a fighter needs a promoter. You know, a fighter needs a promoter. There's no doubt about that. You know, PBC has no promoter. There's no face for PBC. That's the difference. You know, you need somebody to advocate for you. You need somebody to open doors for you to get you that right. You know, to put you on the right place at the right time. And you know, we had Errol Spence going just beautifully, great, including a Deontay Wilder. I got him to his first world title fight. You know, so it's a perfect example is Virgil Ortiz. Perfect example. He has an opportunity to face Anthony Joshua, and turns it down for an
Luis Ortiz.
Yeah, Luis Ortiz.
Luis Ortiz.
Yes.
For an
Virgil Ortiz is your
yeah,
fight.
yeah, Luis Ortiz. Yeah.
Can't
So
believe
and he
Luis
turns it
Ortiz,
down.
yeah.
Why would you turn something down
$7
like that?
million.
$7
Yeah,
million
$1 million.
dollars. Who in the hell is advising you? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so it's just
The rumor is that he has a rematch with Deontay Wilder on pay-per-view. Do you see that rematch somehow him being able to generate $7 million?
no. There's no way. There's no way. It's the money's not there. It's just not there. This was the perfect opportunity for Luis Ortiz, and you know, it's a shame. It's a shame because I like him as a heavyweight. I like him as a person. You know, all those guys, including a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia should be headlining in Las Vegas, you know, in major events. But it's for some reason it's just not happening.
But he's been in. I mean, Porter and Keith. You think there's bigger than that outside of the division?
Oh, absolutely. It's look. I mean, Keith Thurman being out for 2 years. It's
Definitely put a damper.
after that great victory.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I would have done things differently. Let's put it that way.
Can I get your reaction to Deontay Wilder turning down that $120 million offer from?
And it was real.
DAZN?
It was a real deal. I don't understand it. I do not understand it.
Their thoughts are that a fight with Anthony Joshua will probably do more money the first fight on pay-per-view.
One fight with AJ and Wilder does 100, 120 easy.
Do you believe
Other
that?
heavyweight fights in the past have done that. Things like Lennox, you know, Tyson, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
Evander Holyfield. But AJ and Wilder is the pinnacle of the heavyweight division. I don't think that. I strongly believe one fight can generate easily $100 million for them.
I was thinking more of the line of one fight with AJ and Wilder right now, since everybody's talking about it, everybody's the big buzz. It's probably around the $200 million mark right now.
I mean, they've equally offered each other $50 and $40 million, so it has to be
Yeah,
a $100 million fight.
I mean, look, the reality is, let's say that fight hits 1 million homes.
Okay.
A fight hasn't
At
hit 1 million.
100, because it's gonna be $100.
Yeah. Of course, but then there's only half of that in the pot.
Yeah.
So and then they have to split it, and then now you're just left with 20-25 mil each. So the money's it's these big numbers that they're talking. It's not there. The pay-per-view model is dying. The pay-per-view model is dying. Look at the numbers that Wilder with the Gypsy King, what they generated, what 275, 280, around there, 300, whatever it was.
Maybe 345, 329.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
but look at a
just
guy
not
like
there.
Earl Spence, right? Like you said you would love to promote him. You would have done a better job. He just posted on his social media, me and Al Heyman versus everybody. I don't need a promoter. He generated over 400,000 pay-per-view buys. He fought Mikey Garcia. That was a big fight.
Well,
47,000
400
people.
is a big number, but
But for his first one, Oscar, he did
oh,
better
no, it
than
was great.
Floyd.
It was great. It was a great thing, and he made what $8 million, $9 million each. Somebody lost a lot of money in that event. Somebody lost a lot of money in that event. Let me tell you, because they had guarantees of $8 million each. Somebody lost a lot of money, but so be it. What I'm saying is that these big fights have to take place. We have to make these big fights. It's time. We have to make these fights happen.
How does the zone not lose if you're saying even on pay-per-view the promoter is losing in these big fights? Now here comes the zone. They're saying, give me $20 a month. We're going to give you the biggest fight possible. How are they not losing?
It's not my issue. we're getting guaranteed money.
I hear you.
We're getting guaranteed money. So look, the zone has this philosophy of being the Netflix of sports. And you take a look at Netflix, they're probably still losing money today, and they're worth billions.
That's right.
So you know, the people behind the zone are very smart individuals who know what they're doing, and they're banking on boxing for the long run. I mean, this is not a short-term investment. This is 10, 15-year investment. So as long as they're paying the dollars, as long as they wanna make the best fights happen and pay the fighters what they deserve, then so be it. God bless them.
I got one more. The future of Golden Boy looks pretty bright with Ryan Garcia. What's the plans for Ryan Garcia coming up this year, next year, and what super fight do you see for him down the line?
I'm gonna start headlining him. He'll be headlining his own shows, fighting him relatively sooner than later this year, and I can see him fight for a world title if not the end of this year, the first quarter of next year.
Wow.
Just depending on on what he shows us. You know, he's with his new trainer Eddie Reynoso. He made a huge change. So, you know, one thing about Ryan is that anybody who challenges him on social media, he wants to take on. You know, it's like Gervonta Davis, the Tank, right? They call him.
Yeah.
Freaking phenomenal talent, phenomenal. So Ryan wants to fight him. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not ready yet. You know, I mean, fighters are too brave for their own good. That's why you have a team to look out for you, you know, and people who can give you advice. But there's a lot of super fights out there for Ryan. I mean, he is the future.
He's very popular.
You know, he's very popular. We just have to make sure that, you know, when that time is right, we have to make sure that everything's aligned.
I want to go back to this super fight because obviously you've been here before. Like we talked to Eric Gomez. You know, Canelo has taken on those fights that you're talking about that Ryan wants to do where you need to say, hey, not right now. And you tried to do that with Laura and Austin Trout.
Floyd was the perfect example for Canelo. Perfect example.
But here you are again, only in his second fight in a huge deal. What's the thought process between putting him in so tough so soon in this contract?
Yeah. Look, one thing about Canelo is that he's ambitious. He wants to fight. He wants to fight the tough challenges, and it's admirable. You know, I mean, who fights Triple G back to back, and then takes on Jacobs, and who knows what he's gonna do after this fight?
Yeah,
I mean, he's talking about moving up to 175.
I love that Sergey Kovalev. I think he could do it, especially with the body shots. I think he can do it.
It's a good fight.
How do you get that before Anthony Yard though? Because it's like negotiations with Yard. Are they going to Russia? Are they not?
Exactly. So it's all about sitting down and talking, discussing. You know, just figuring it out. But there's a lot of challenges out there for him at 160, 168, 175. You know, I mean, there's no slowing down Canelo. I mean, he knows what he's doing. We know what we're doing, and you know, we'll see what happens.
Speaking of slowing down, many people thought Golden Boy was slowing down or Golden Boy had fallen. You guys are back, big stage, huge fight. Congratulations, Canelo versus Jacobs. Thank you for the time. We appreciate it. I know you got plenty of places to go. Social media, if you have any, whoever's crazy enough not to already be following, please give it out. And once again, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, just follow Golden Boy Boxing, and boom, there you go.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, live with Oscar De La Hoya, the president, owner of Golden Boy Promotions. So, guys, what you think there, man?
Awesome interview, man. Great insight, man.
I'm happy to hear the talks between Kovalev and Canelo are still